What if the most powerful force in Jesus' time wasn't Rome's army, wasn't the emperor, and wasn't even religion? What if it was something people lived inside every single day without seeing it? This is the mirror of money, where history isn't told as dates but as systems, where ancient lives reveal how power actually worked. In this story, we're not following emperors, we're following ordinary people. Because in the time of Jesus, the most important forces weren't always visible. They were built into daily life. If one bad harvest could cost you your land, if one road decided whether your family ate, and if faith itself required the right currency, then money wasn't just money. It was control. In the Roman world, a laborer's wage was simple: 1 silver coin for 1 full day of work. On paper, that sounds fair. In reality, it was fragile. Food prices changed with the harvest. When crops were good, bread and oil were affordable. When they failed, that same daily wage barely kept you alive. Money didn't represent comfort. It represented time, one more day without hunger. And when survival depends on tomorrow's weather, every coin becomes a risk. Rome didn't just collect taxes, it outsourced them. Tax collection was often handled by private contractors who paid Rome up front, then recovered that money from the public, plus profit. This changed everything. Taxes didn't adjust for bad harvests. They were due whether you had food or not. So people borrowed, not for luxury, but for seed, bread, and survival. Debt didn't arrive dramatically, it arrived quietly, and it stayed. In that world, land wasn't just property. It was food, identity, and independence. But debt turned land into collateral. When loans couldn't be repaid, land changed hands. Former owners didn't always leave. They stayed, working the same fields as tenants or laborers. Freedom didn't disappear overnight. It slipped away season by season. Ownership became dependency. Markets didn't guarantee fairness. They rewarded timing and cash. When food was scarce, prices rose. Those with money bought early. Those without waited, and often went hungry. Merchants sold to whoever could pay first, not out of cruelty, but because that's how markets work. Hunger wasn't random, it followed money. But even markets came second to something more powerful: the road. Stone-paved trade routes decided which towns received food first. Cities on major roads were supplied early. Villages off the route waited, or went without. Empires don't just rule with armies, they rule by deciding where the road goes. Infrastructure was power. So who really controlled life in Jesus' time? Not kings alone, not soldiers alone. Control came from systems people couldn't avoid. Taxes pressured, debt trapped, markets prioritized, roads decided access. Institutions made it all feel normal. Power didn't need force everywhere, it needed structure. And once a system feels natural, it no longer looks like control. It just looks like life. History doesn't repeat itself, but incentives do. This was the world behind the stories. And understanding it changes how we see power, then and now. This is the mirror of money,